There's a lot you can say about Ellen Fletcher's accomplishments and contributions to the community, but probably the most effective way to communicate what she's all about is to tell you that she went an entire year, 2009, without filling up her car's gas tank. Instead, she bikes everywhere she goes, even though she's 82. She's been a champion of local bicycle riding for decades. As a member of the Palo Alto City Council, she succeeded in expanding all sorts of biking facilities. She even had a bike boulevard dedicated to her. She initiated the Bikes on Caltrain and Bikes on Buses program and developed and managed the program to park and secure bikes at Stanford football games. Her countless awards include Silicon Valley Bicycle Coalition Lifetime Achievement Award, the Clean Air Champion Award, and Clean Air Award for the American Lung Association. Why do you feel so strongly about cars and bikes? Why is it such an important issue?
You know, during the war, I had a job as a babysitter in a street where a block away there was a big chocolate factory. And the bell would ring at 5 o'clock for the employees to go home. And within a few minutes, the street was clogged with bicycles, from curb to curb, all the employees going home on their bikes. And the only occasional car was an American Jeep. You know, the Americans were stationed in England. And to think back to that scene, I mean, you didn't have to be extra young and extra athletic. People of all ages rode their bikes in England during the war, and it cut down so much on the traffic. Not everybody had a car the way they do now.
So you'd like to return to that?
I have that vision, which I know is unrealistic, but it's worth fighting for.
What are you most proud of all the things you've done?
One is to start the move to get bicycles on Caltrain. At that time it was called the SP line, the Southern Pacific Railroad. And the other that's had tremendous effect is the Bicycle Boulevard.
The one that was named after you.
Right, much later.
Well, let's take those in reverse order. Tell me about the Bicycle Boulevard and why is it different from just a bike lane? Well,
the Bicycle Boulevard has preference for bicycles over cars. And there are several measures that made it that way. One is that, you know, in Palo Alto, we normally have stop signs every alternate block in the residential areas. Well, on the Bryant Street Bicycle Boulevard, the stop signs were on the cross streets, so the bicyclists could go unimpeded, mostly.
Now, how about Caltrain? Because I know I have seen a lot of bikes on Caltrain.
Oh, Caltrain. Yeah, you know, in 1977, the Southern Pacific, they were losing passengers because the 101 freeway had opened, and then 280, they kept losing more and more passengers. And I got up and said that they could attract more riders if they let bicyclists bring their bicycles on board.
Was that unprecedented? Had other people been thinking the same thing, or were you the first to say?
I think I was the first, and it's been tremendously successful.
What is your message for other people who probably look at you and say, "Oh, that's great, but not me. I want to get in my car"?
A lot of people say that. Yeah, actually, I had been a motorist after we came to California for a little while, but then I decided that I was going to try and cut down on the use of gasoline with the, you know, the OPEC nations boycott oil in the 70s. So whenever I was going to go anywhere, I would go to the garage and look at the bike and look at the car, and I say to myself, do I really need to go by car? And I found that most of the time you don't need to go by car. You can easily go by bicycle.